Art is for everybody. That's what Keith Haring said once. But there's a lesser known quote of his that hits harder. The public has a right to art. The public has been lied to. They've been told only the big names matter. They've been told art is hard to understand. And that was in the 1980s. Now, we've got more access to art than ever, and maybe less connection to it. So the question is, where does art go next? The only way to know what's coming next is to rewind and look in the past. Before Picasso, the artist was a craftsman. After Picasso, the artist became a disruptor. He didn't just paint weird, he destroyed the rulebook, perspective, anatomy, even identity. He gave us permission. Permission to break, permission to confuse, permission to not make sense. And ever since, the question has been, can you draw? It's been, can you make me feel something that I haven't felt before? Then, Andy Warhol walked in and said, cool, now let's sell it. Soup cans, Marylands, repetitions as commodity. Warhol turned art into a product, and the artist into brand. It was genius. It was revolutionary. It was dangerous. It's for artists like Jean-Michel Basquiat and Keith Haring. It wasn't just about fame, it was about urgency. Graffiti that bled, paintings that screamed, symbols that haunted. But the market doesn't care if it breaks you, it just wants more. Sadly, they both died young, but their fingerprints are everywhere. Basquiat's crowns, Haring's crawling babies. You don't need a gallery to see their work now. It's in skate shops, tattoos, streetwear, murals. They turned pain and politics into aesthetics. They made art that talked back. And now, they're just myths. But myths can be understood. The system that ignored them in life, it now sells them for millions. Art used to wait for you in museums. Now it finds you in alleyways. Street artists figured it out. The people won't come to art, take the art to the people. Walls become canvases, sidewalks become statements, and suddenly art had an audience. Not just an audience that paid. It's raw, it's unfiltered, it's hard to monetize, and that's exactly why it matters. Here's the catch. We look at art for seconds now, and if it doesn't hit us by the third frame, it's gone. We swipe past sculpture, we double tap paintings, we bookmark genius and forget it 5 minutes later. The art didn't get worse, we just got faster, and sometimes, speed kills meaning. It's not that TikTok is bad for art, it's that it changes how we make it. We start asking, what should I use? What's trending? What gets views? And suddenly, you're not making art, you're making content. You're making what works. Not that matters. It eats away your instincts, it rewires your taste, and worst of all, you start thinking in hashtags. Henri Matisse, overshadowed by Picasso, overhyped by history, changed how we see color. His reds weren't red, his blues weren't blue. They were emotion in disguise. Artists still steal from his playbook, still study his courage, still try to figure out how he made something so simple feel so alive. Maybe they're not at the Met. Maybe they're in a fraternity basement covered in half-finished canvases and empty Red Bulls. Maybe they're painting on a boarded-up storefront in a forgotten corner of Chicago. Maybe there's some Nepo baby with a last name in a studio in Soho. Or maybe, just maybe, they're making something so strange and so beautiful that we won't even know how to talk about when we see it. And that's the artist we need next. Not someone who fits in. Someone who doesn't care if they do. To be honest, I hope they stand out. Stanley Kubrick once said, the most terrifying fact about the universe is not that it is hostile, but that it is indifferent. But the artist can change this by creating an experience that makes people feel something they've always known, but had never had words for. That's the point. That's always been the point. Not to go viral, not to sell out, not even to be understood, but to create something that makes someone stop and feel like their soul just got described, even if they don't know why.